So really the secrets of my success is based on a lot of personal sacrifices that I've made. Sometimes friends will invite me, you know, Elaine, do you want to come to this party? We're having a function here, we're having a function there, and I want to be there. My heart wants to be there. But I know for me to make it, I had to put off things for today so that I can enjoy tomorrow. You see, I wasn't born like some people in the audience with a gold spoon in my mouth or with a big legacy, okay? So because of that, I had to have a plan, which is put off things that I want for today, which I love Bentleys, by the way. But I can't do that now. I put off those things. But believe me, you will see me driving my Bentley when I come back here. Or be driven. Gregory and I will be driven. So that is an example of what I'm talking about. You have to put it off. Young people, it will come. You just have to put it off and plan that you'll get it for tomorrow. It is very important when you are picking a career to pick something that you enjoy. When I started to think of becoming an educator, a lot of friends said, Elaine, you're very good. You want me to do education? Why don't you be like a surgeon? You know, people would say that to me. But I said, you know what, I just love to work with students. I just love that. That's what I love to do. I know the pay was small though. Don't young people, I'm not here to fool you. I'm real. The pay that they pay educators, very small. And many people here who can attest to that? Let me see your hand. They are underpaid. But let me tell you, fellow educators, everybody here who does teaching for a living, any kind of professor or so, will you please rise? Could you give these people a round of applause? These are the real heroes and sheroes in here. It's a hard job, it's thankless, but please don't give up. Don't give up. Because I really believe that if you enjoy what you do, eventually you'll get the reward. You can do things like write books, you know. You just need a friend to push you a little bit. Call you at 8 o'clock. Are you writing that book? Are you creating some poetry? Are you trademarking those ideas? You just need a friend like that. Stick with those kind of friends who call you late to remind you of things. Yeah, you can't be going to bed 8 o'clock. No, 11 and beyond. Go to bed between 11 and 12. Spend all those hours in the evening to create get your ideas in motion. That's how you do it. You have to have a friend who can call you, remind you, please remember to trademark your ideas. People will steal your ideas, so you trademark them, okay? And so, that is what I want to leave with you today, to let you know, don't give up on education. Keep pushing, keep doing what is right, and you will be able to be all right. And we have to help each other. Sometimes you have a friend and they don't realize how talented they are. I have a friend in a Dr. Pottinger. She doesn't realize how talented she is. This girl could be cleaning up. She is good. You don't want Dr. P to cook you anything. But if you're on a diet, okay? You're going to finish it in one night. So I'm just telling you, she is going to be a business lady because I'm coming to her first big production in Dr. P's Delight, okay? Because she has a company she's starting up soon. So we have a lot of talent. So don't give up, okay? All right, I don't want you to give up now. You must always assist other people. I met the Caribbean Association today at the school, and I'm not going to forget them. I'm not going to forget these young people. You have to always, whatever you get, you have to give a little. Did I say give away all your earnings, class? No. Young people, did I say give away all your homes? No. Did I say give away your bank books? No. You must always give a little. Give a little. If you know you're a billionaire, you can give $1 million. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you know you're not a billionaire, are you going to go up in there giving away all your money and then be homeless? No. So you have have to plan it, give a little, and that's what I mean when I say pay it forward. You have to give a little, and it's not always money, it could be your time. It could be service, like what the young people are doing here at the school, okay? Give a little of your talent, that's very important. Aim for excellence is another of my focus in life. If I can't do it properly, I'm not doing it. And so sometimes people invite me to sit on their boards and all that. If I'm just going to sit there in my nice, suit and my nice hairdo, I can't do it. If I'm not going to contribute, I cannot do it. So I'm doing my doctorate, I'm almost finished, and so I'll be able to accept some of the positions people have been asking me to come because I don't want to do a half job. And that sometimes can lead to a fault because you're trying to do everything perfectly, but I cannot help it. It's just in my DNA. I have to aim for excellence in whatever I do. That's how I've lived my entire life. And so that is something, if you wanted to be like that, that is something that I wanted to share with you. Thanks. One significant thing happened to me in Georgia while I'm on Georgia is when I received the Judge Glenda Hatchett Award. Sony Television and Judge Glenda Hatchett with a team of people decided that they would honor an educator. One of her motivations was her own mother worked for 30 years in education and was, sometimes we are overlooked. Because people understand if you say you're a doctor or an astronaut, but for some reason they don't quite understand that a successful person could be an educator.
Thank you.
They don't see it. So she knows we really take a lot of beating even though we work hard. So she decided to publicly honor an educator. And that was one of the most significant things that happened to me. Because I'm not out there really. Nobody really knew me then. But she found me by checking every school in Georgia, and she depended on what the students said. And that is where I benefited, because the students don't lie. The students will tell you, they don't care where you're born, they don't care if you have an accent, they don't care if you're tall, small, slim, whatever, what your religion. Students like authenticity.
Yes.
And that is one of the reasons why they didn't care who I was. They voted for me in an overwhelming number. And so the whole team, when they met me and found that I was not from Georgia, they were like, oh, the kids kept talking about how your voice. They didn't quite get it. But they met me and everything worked out fine. And you'll see a little clip of that coming up. It was just a short clip, so you can at least be there. It was at Lenox Mall in Georgia. There's one thing I want to ask you. How many of you in here have dreams? Let me see your hand. You have dreams for something in life. How many of you stand if you have big dreams? Not no ordinary dreams. Big. I want the big dream people stand up. Big dream. Come on, Dr. Robinson. Big dream. These are the big dreamers. Give them a hand, everybody. These are my kind of people. They don't want no small dreams. They want big dreams. And that's what I'm talking about, okay? I like the big dreamers because you know what? I'm a big dreamer. And my husband is like, Elaine, oh no, another dream.
Another dream.
But you see, I have a lot of company in here. All of you are big dreamers, and that is why you came to a university event in the evening when you could have gone home. You're thinking of how you can get your dreams realized. And that's why we are gathered here in a situation like this instead of in front of a TV watching other people succeed. You want to succeed. You bring up their ratings, you want to succeed. And I'm telling you, before you leave today, you're going to get something to take home. You will. Okay, we're almost finished. One of the most important things that I would like to leave with you today is having a support system. I have my brothers and sisters. That's my sister there in the picture. I'm in there next to me. My brother, Dr. Carl Grant, and my other brother, Norman Grant. we have, jumped through a lot of hurdles together. Leaving Jamaica, coming here as young people just after high school, and starting college and, doing all the different things together. We, try to be there for each other as much as we can. So just a few tips I would like to leave with you. Keep your eyes on the destination, not the journey. For those of you I was talking to earlier, when I was telling you about your dream and your big dreams, sometimes it's hard if you think about the journey. Like if you think, how do I get to start my business? Say you want to start a business. How do I get to do it? Oh, it's so hard. And if friends say, oh, it's too hard, you don't want to really spend too much time with that person, okay? If you really have a dream, don't think of how to get it done. Just think that you're getting it done. Is that clear? So if you have a dream, whatever it is, give me an example of somebody in here with a big dream. I would like to hear one of your dreams.
She has some dreams too.
Or maybe more than one. Let me start with you, and then you, and then you. 3 people, 3 men. Ooh, I think 3 men. I think is this woman's month? I need a woman in there. Is there a woman? Okay, perfect. Come up here. Come up here. The woman. Let's start with woman since woman's month. What's your big dream?
I want to become a dentist, and I want to go over to other countries and help kids with cleft palates. People who can't afford to get their teeth done or, medical or anything. I want to be able to fly and talk to yourself.
Okay, man, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. See, she has a big dream. Not gonna be a regular dentist in the office drill. It's great, but she want to be greater than that. I like that. That's very good. That's what I'm talking about. So what you're going to do is go home tonight, write down the steps, okay? Which school you're going to go to. You can email me, Elaine@ElaineBryan.com. I like to help young people. So I'll tell you, give you some tips, okay? And then you chart a pathway. How to get scholarships. How to, because sometimes sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, see this education in me, I'm going to get it out. What I want to say to you is, sometimes when you have these dreams, finances, that's one of the biggest hurdles for us as a group. How many of you can talk about that? Let me see your hand. Regardless of where you come from, Australia, anywhere, Africa, where else did I leave out? Barbados, Trinidad, finances, America, or some other America, right? America, anywhere. Finances, that's usually the biggest reason that divides us from our dream. But let me tell you, don't let that stop you. Let me tell you how you do this. If you have a dream, take small steps. Take small steps to accomplish your dream. And anybody come around you, man, what's wrong with you? You're so ambitious. What you doing? You say, tell you what, you have a good afternoon. Okay? Call up a friend who's telling you how to do it. Because there is a way to do it. I left little Jamaica. I love my country, don't get me wrong. Jamaica is a beautiful island. Land of water and wood and mountains. Don't get me wrong. I had the best time as a child. I would lie to you if I told you I struggled. I was the last of 4 children. They did everything for me. Okay? So I didn't struggle. I would be lying. But there was not a lot of money to accomplish every dream. But if you have a plan, just like, what's your name? Kenya. Just like Kenya is planning to be a dentist. She's going to sit down. I am going to tell her about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yes. You have to be aligned with the right people. Yes. Let me tell you, alignment is the secret. Yes. Alignment is the secret. Align, if you want money, who you going to align with? No, let's face it. If you want $1 million, who you going to align with? Bill Gates. Okay. Do you understand? You have to align yourself. If you want to accomplish your dream, are you going to go and sit down and daydream about doing this and that with people talking about, oh, they love to complain and they want to have a building and they can't see it and so all they can see is the fault. No! You want the people who can see your vision. Those are who you're going to collaborate with. Am I saying ignore the poor? No! When it's time for you to give out the millions, you go look for the poor. Or let me see where the poor is and you're going to share. But can the poor help you to realize your dream that takes money? No. So you have to be realistic. You have to be realistic if you want to accomplish your dream. Now, young man, you tell me your dream. Because we can't leave out the men now. The men are very important.
One day I want to have my own public relations agency.
Really? That's a great dream. I like that. Yeah. He wants to have a big PR firm. And then he wants me to work for him. I like that. I'm going to remember that.
Change only takes place when one makes an observation and takes on the obligation to bring about change. I was born in West Africa, Liberia. Liberia has gone through 2 different civil wars. After 30 years, I went back home. And what I saw, I came back because I made an observation. And I came back with the determination to take on the obligation to change the entire country. That's my dream.
All right. I know it's going to happen. That's what we're talking about. Big dreamers. I like that. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else with a big dream you'd like to share? Come up here. Come up here. I like that. What's your name?
Nathaniel.
Okay, Nathaniel, let us hear your big dream.
Since everybody keeps on using gasoline, we all know that gasoline will soon run out. So I was thinking of using resources that wouldn't run out to replace the resources that will run out to make a better world.
Financial column that I write, because apart from the fact that I'm paid to write a financial column, don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen, you must get paid to do what you do, even if you give it back. Even if you give it back, you must get paid. You must value yourself. Okay? So I get paid to write a financial column, and the good thing about it, I am able each column I write to share my ideas, and it's a very fulfilling thing that I do, okay? And I report to the Jamaica Gleaner. That's who hired me to do it. But my column goes in other papers like South Florida News, Caribbean News, and different other media. But the main one is the Jamaica Gleaner, and it's also online. If you go to ElaineBryan.com, you'll see the different things that I've written. Meeting and collaborating with others is very, very important, and I get to do that through my writings. Recently, I interviewed Ambassador Andrew Young, and that was very fulfilling for me. He's very bright. I like bright people. I learned a lot from him, and so that was one of the good experiences I've had through writing the columns. Invest in yourself. There have been barriers and hurdles. Don't get me wrong, everything is not wonderful. But one thing I have found out, women have to work twice as hard. How many of you can attest to that? Yeah, you have to work twice as hard. You have to work harder because it's a man's world. And I don't care to admit that. I respect men, okay? But as a woman, we know that that's just how it is. We have to work twice as hard, maybe to achieve the same goal in some cases. And sometimes we're working hard with the help of a man, so that's not too bad either, right? Right. I also want to share with you, there's an American whose name is Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who who sponsored Caribbean American Heritage Month, and that is June. So since I'm here to talk on behalf of the Caribbean group here, I thought it would be important to mention that I also was able to interview and wrote about Congresswoman Barbara Lee. That was one of my very good experiences as well. In this century, there are a few people whose shoulders we have stood on in order for us to go to the next level. And I also was able, I had the privilege of meeting and talking to Ambassador Andrew Young and asking him questions that could help the Caribbean people. And he said to me that we are one people, one culture, and we are tied economically throughout the region. Since we are divided by waterways and we don't have to really pay, we can really do better as a group coming together. Unlike the US where they are not divided by waterways. You have to really, it's free to go from one part to the next, can be a freeway. So therefore, we should do better with collaborating and all that. And that was his message to me. And it was a very, very good interview. And by the way, these people fought for a lot of things for us so that today we can live here and love each other and have such a nice, diverse group together here today. So we want to really applaud and thank them for those benefits. I want to thank Clayton State University for allowing me to come here. Dr. Tassie, who I met personally, found out that her family are Jamaicans. She was born in England, but her mother is Jamaican, and your father too? Yes, so that was kind of fun for me to learn about that. She's one of the committee members who organized this function, and also the young people. The Caribbean Student Association, who I introduced earlier. Although you invited me to come here and talk about myself today, this conversation is really about you and empowering you to leave here with something. And so, what I want to let you know and end with today is my trademark. My trademark is the what approach. What you do with what you have determines what you become. And I really believe in that. Focus on what you have. Do not focus on, we already know what we do not have. But focus on what you have and make that your main focus. And so I leave with you this. What do you have? What will you do with it? And what will you become? That is what I would like to leave with you today. Thank you for having me.